Hi, I almost forgot to make this one. Welcoming you to the second part of the third shelf. So hi everyone, welcome to this installation of the second installation of the third shelf of my in-depth bookshelf tour, and I guess we'll just go right ahead and jump right in. The next one on this shelf is The Celery Stalks at Midnight by James Howe, or Howie. I don't know if it's Howie or Howe, but there's that. It's a Bunnicula book. Bunnicula is a vampire rabbit, which is just ridiculous. And I got this a long time ago. We used to have in my elementary school, we used to have these book fairs when the Scholastic, that's who did this, Scholastic, down there, you can see that. They would come and set up a little, I don't really know what you would call it, but a little area in the library where they sold books and pencils and erasers or rubbers. And you could go down there during that time, during your class, and browse and buy books, and so I did. Or they gave you little, I don't know what you could call them, but little like magazine things where you can place your order and ship it, and they'll send you the books. Anyway, this is The Celery Stalks at Midnight. It's about, it's a Bunnicula book, like I said, it's a vampire rabbit. Bunnicula is missing. Oh no. Chester's convinced. Chester is, I think, the cat who's right here. He's a little scary looking. And then there's Harold, who is the dog. I think. Chester might be the dog, I don't remember. Chester is convinced all the world's vegetables are in danger of being drained of their life juices and turned into zombies. Soon he has Harold and Howie. Who's Harold and Howie? Oh, there's another dog down here, who I think might be Howie. Anyway, soon he has Harold and Howie running around sticking toothpicks through hearts of lettuce and any other vegetable in sight. Of course, Chester has been known to be wrong before, but you can never be too careful when there's a vampire bunny at large. So yeah, there's that. And the next one is another Bunnicula. This one is called Holiday Inn by James Howe, or James Howie. I don't have any more of Bunnicula, and I'm pretty sure this is like the third one, and that one might be like the fourth one. But you know. The Monroes have gone on vacation, leaving Harold and Chester at Chateau Bow Wow, not exactly a 4-star hotel. On the animal's very first night there, the silence is pierced by a peculiar wake-up call, an unearthly howl that makes Chester observe that the place should be called Holiday Inn. But the mysterious cries in the night, Chester is convinced they are werewolves afoot. Yeah, good. Are just the beginning of the frightening goings-on. Soon animals start disappearing and there are whispers of murder. Is checkout time at Chateau Bow Wow going to come earlier than Harold and Chester anticipated? These are for like 5-year-olds, but for 7. The next book is called Cryptid Hunters. It is by Roland Smith. This is another one that I got at one of the book fairs, and I love cryptids. I love cryptozoology, and for anyone that doesn't know what cryptozoology or cryptids is, cryptids are animals that are believed to be like fantasy, but that a lot of people think are real, like Sasquatch and Bigfoot and Loch Ness and all that. Cryptozoology is the study of animals such as the Sasquatch, the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, the Chupacabra, and others whose existence has not yet been proven scientifically. There are thought to be more than 200 cryptids in existence today, and one of them that is really cool is called the Okapi, which actually exists, and everyone thought it was a cryptid until they actually proved that it is actually a... How many times am I going to say actually in one video? Till they proved that it does exist, and they are really cool, and I will link some kind of link down below in the info bar that you can go look at Okapis, because they are really cool. After their parents are lost in an accident, 13-year-old twins Grace and Marty are whisked away to live with their Uncle Wolfie, an uncle they didn't even know they had. The intimidating Uncle Wolfie is a veterinarian who has dedicated his life to finding cryptids, mysterious creatures whose existence has never been proven. Just as the twins and their uncle are getting to know one another, Wolfie finds, I think it's Wolf, because it's W-O-L-F-E, but I'm going to call him Wolfie because that's just a lot more fun. Wolfie finds out that his nemesis, Dr. Blackwood, is headed to the Congolese jungle to poach a dinosaur and her clutch. A clutch is a group of eggs from the dinosaur. Wolfie has to mobilize his team immediately if he wants to beat Blackwood to the jungle, and his team does not include the twins. But Grace and Marty aren't easily left behind. With breakneck daring, they literally drop into the Congo. Through a series of perilous adventures, they uncover long-buried secrets about their own identities and that of their uncle. Now the twins must play a high-stakes game where the prize is a dinosaur egg, and the penalty? Death. The next book is another one that I got at the Scholastic Book Fair, and I don't know if I even actually got a couple of these there. I might have just ordered them, but anyway, it looks like that. It's called The Divide. Though brave by, probably should tell you who's by, Elizabeth Kay. Though brave and resourceful, Felix has a heart condition that threatens his life. On his summer vacation, Felix visits a spot called the Divide, where the waters that run down to the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans separate. Here, Felix tumbles into a magical backwards world and meets fantastical creatures such as Ironclaw, an enormous Brazil, and Bettany, a kind Tangle Girl. With his new friends, Felix sets off on a thrilling quest to find a cure for his illness. But can he also find a way back home? Tumbles into this world, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, where all of a sudden he just kind of gets thrust into this world. The next book is Alexander Dumas' The Man in the Iron Mask, and like I said in my bookshelf tour, my other bookshelf tour, my first one, which I will also link, it is number 2, part 2, because I haven't read this yet, and that's what that one is. This is also a movie. In the concluding installment of Alexander Dumas' celebrated cycle of the Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan remains in the service of the corrupt King Louis XIV after the Three Musketeers have retired and gone their separate ways. Unbeknownst to D'Artagnan, Aramis and Porthos plot to remove the inept king and place the king's twin brother on the throne of France. Meanwhile, a 23-year-old prisoner known only as Felipe wastes away deep inside the Bastille. Forced to wear an iron mask, Felipe has been imprisoned for 8 years, has no knowledge of his true identity, and has not been told what crime he's committed. When the destinies of the king and Felipe converge, the Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan find themselves caught between conflicting loyalties. So good. I cried when I watched this movie. More than once, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, looks like that. Really good. Definitely either read this or watch it. One of the two. I don't really care which one, but as long as you get exposed, so good. And in the movie, if this might tip the balance for you, Leo DiCaprio is King Louis and Felipe, because they're twins, so he has to be both of them. The next one is The Call of the Wild and White Fang by Jack London. I'll click that. This is both of them put together. I got this one, I think, because it was both of them and I didn't have to have two different ones, which... The Call of the Wild centers on Buck, a dog bred for a life of ease on a California estate who is kidnapped and sold to Klondike gold hunters. To survive the biting cold and his ruthless masters, Buck must listen to the call and learn the ways of his wolf ancestors who guide him from within. White Fang tells the story of a half-wolf, half-dog nearly destroyed by the vicious cruelty of mankind. Brought to the very brink of his existence, White Fang is lucky enough to experience the one thing that can save him: human love. Slowly, the ferocious White Fang grows into a creature capable of bravery, loyalty, and affection. I've read both of these. Not in this one, but I have read both of them, and they're both really good. The next one is called Highland Thirst, and it is by Hannah Howell and Lindsay Sands. It looks like that. It's got a dude on the front. Cousins Hemi McNaughton and Tierlock McGaddy are bound by the same blood, the same ancient curse, and now the same quest: to search out the enemies of their clan, hunters who consider them soulless demons and intend to exterminate them. But no sooner have Hemming and Tierlock begun But no longer have Hemming and Tierlock begun than they are drugged, separated, and taken captive. One is brought deep into the borderlands of Scotland, the other in the dreary depths of northern England. Caged and weakened, only two brave women give them hope. Brona Kerr and Lady Lucy Blytheswood are irresistibly drawn to the mysterious prisoners. Together, the women resolve to save them. In doing so, they will safeguard the clan's future and their own, for they are promised to cruel men who will do anything to possess them and the sadness that comes with them. Now, Brona and Lucy must cross perilous terrain to fight for their lives and for the men with whom they discover an eternal passion they never imagined. Now, this doesn't say whether, I don't think anywhere in this it says whether they are actually werewolves or vampires or any kind of cross, but that's fine. And in this one, Hannah Howell does Hemming and Brona's story, and what's her name? Lindsay Sands does Tierlock and Lucy's, and they're both really good. It's kind of two different stories in one, but that do kind of go together because they are cousins, and so they're, you know, they're together until they get drugged, and then it goes off. So then it kind of turns into two different stories in one, but there's that. The last book on this bookshelf, I don't know if I'm going to turn this into two or not, because this is going pretty well, and I don't know if it really needs to be. The next one is Rebecca York, Moonswept, I don't know if like that. And this has two different like books, I guess. One is Witching Moon and one is Crimson Moon, and it's like basically half and half. So Witching Moon is a werewolf park ranger must keep his identity a secret, but when he comes across a bewitching biologist, he forgets everything but the lust coursing through his body until the pair come face to face with pure evil. Good. In Crimson Moon, a reformed delinquent werewolf falls for the beautiful daughter of his nemesis, and even though she's wary of this man's dark secrets, she cannot ignore the heat smoldering between them. So this one is actually about werewolves, and I think that one's about vampires. The other one's about vampires, but I don't know. But this one is really good too. And the first werewolf, the first guy's name, the werewolf park ranger's name is Adam, and the other one is named Luther, I think. Maybe Luther's his name. I don't know the other one's name because for the first few pages it doesn't tell me his name, and I don't want to skip through it and find name until tell you that name, in case it's wrong. But yeah, the first guy's name is Adam, and the second guy I don't know because the first pages don't tell me. But yeah, that one's really good too. Okay, that's it for this part of the third shelf. I don't really know if I was going to turn this into two, but I guess I will because it is getting super long, and it's all going to be super long anyway, so I guess we'll just split them all up and get like 30 out of this or something, you know, whatever. So I hope you're enjoying this, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye!